we are now joined by today's honorary pace car driver for the NASCAR Cup Series Championship race and the most decorated Olympic athlete of all time, Michael Phelps. First off, Michael, on behalf of Phoenix Raceway and NASCAR, appreciate you coming out here for this historic event. If you can just speak briefly about, your feelings about, leading the field to green later today, and then just the overall vibes and energy of the event itself.
I'll start off by saying I'd never thought I'd have an opportunity to be a pace car driver. So I'm pretty pumped for this. This is my first NASCAR race, and my wife and I have been talking to try to get out to this raceway for, I guess we've been here this is our 9th year. So we finally made it out. We're super excited. We have one of our kids here now. We have the other 3 coming in shortly. Went out and did the test lap. It was kind of fun going 100 miles an hour. I wasn't driving during this part, but sitting in the front seat going 100 miles an hour in a Camry on this track was pretty exhilarating. It only makes me think about what these guys are going to go through. These athletes are going to go through out there going 130 to 160 mile an hour around this track. Mind blowing to me, and excited to see who wins the cup.
All right, well, we'll begin opening up the questions. If you have one, please raise your hand. We'll do our best to get a mic to you. We'll start up here with Zach, and then we'll go to Jenna.
Don't ask me technical stuff, guys. Come on now, please.
Zach Sterniolo, NASCAR.com. Have you been to a NASCAR event before? And have you?
I was at a end of the year party for Jimmie a couple years ago, but I've never been on a track to a race in this environment, seeing this excitement level. Walking today, just walking through, I guess, I'm not going to know what it's called, but where all thank you. Yeah, again, technical aspect, not good for me. But honestly, for me, just seeing kind of the small details that really go into this. For me, I've always been a very technical athlete, and I know the small things matter the absolute most. So, it's just been a cool experience for me to take this all in, and I've been talking a lot today, and hopefully I have the chance to go to Talladega. That's one. I want to see the different side, the different banks and everything throughout all the racetracks. Again, all the small details that these guys have to adjust to based off of tracks, I think is really fascinating.
We'll go to Jenna, and then we'll go to Jerry.
Hi, Jenna Fryer, Associated Press. I've got some real technical questions for you.
Gosh, here we go.
Are you qualified to be a pace car driver? What's your daily driver? How fast do you normally go?
I drive the speed limit.
Do you swim faster than you drive?
Probably back in the day, yeah. I have a Range Rover. My wife has the extra supercharged Escalade, the 700, the V edition of the Escalade. So, we all need 700 horsepower in our Escalade, right? Driving the kids to school, of course. Yeah. But then we have we have an old school 87 Defender 110. So just kind of big cars for me. I don't fit in many small cars.
But do you feel confident that you can?
Yeah, I did a couple test laps out there where I was driving myself. I'm happy I'm not going to try to go 100 miles an hour like the driver was with me. But yeah, 45 to 60. I think I can handle those speeds around this track, and I've already done a few laps. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
It makes a lot of news if you crash.
You guys are making my hands nervous right now. My hands are sweaty right now. Come on.
We'll go to Jerry, and then over in the back corner.
Jerry Jordan. Maybe. Jerry Jordan, kickingthetires.net. So along those lines with what Jenna was asking about being qualified because of your past driving, have you ever had any experience with going fast in a car other than here? And are you going to become a big NASCAR fan now that you're out there leading the field?
For me, I always like going to events. For me, I like being in person. I like being able to see, again, all the small details of it. So I think me being here today will probably get me watching more and more and following more and more. And sorry, the first question. The fastest I've ever driven, I think I hit 125, but yeah, I won't say where. And I think it was in a SL. We had a little SL 63, and that thing just hauled. So that was fun. I don't do that anymore. With 4 kids, there's no shot. They tell me when I'm 5 miles over the speed limit. So very observant little guys.
We'll go in the corner, and then we'll go to Luis over here.
Jonathan Field, the racing experts. You mentioned you've kind of had some ties to the sport, hanging out with Jimmie, and always wanted to come out to the track. Have you had an interest in racing? Do you have any favorite drivers, anything like that?
Honestly, I picked Reddick today. That's my pick of the day. For me, obviously I'm a big MJ fan, and I've seen some of the races where he's kind of done his thing and maneuvered his way through the field. So I'm just riding on Reddick. That's what I just think. I don't know. I put a little bet on him today, so hopefully he wins.
Over here, Luis.
Luis Torres, Motorsports Tribune. Adding on to that, have you had any chance to speak to Michael over the last few years, and can you imagine ever being an owner in some capacity?
I haven't talked to him specifically really about racing, but I think to be an owner of a team or an NFL team or a sports team, I think is everyone's dream. I guess I'm speaking for myself. I think it would be absolutely incredible to own a team or own some part of a team. I'm part owners of Leeds United, and that's super fun for me. But again, I think when you have passion about a sport and you want to make a difference in a sport, like Michael's doing, it's really cool to see his passion kind of trickle over into this. He's obviously the original greatest of all time. He's the original GOAT. And to be able to get to where he's gotten obviously took a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, and if he can pass that on to some of these younger drivers to give them a chance to have the opportunity to accomplish their dreams, right? Like that's something that's so powerful. So hopefully my future brings me closer to that opportunity to owning a team. I think it'll be really fun.
We'll go to Steven, then we'll come over here to this corner.
Steven, sunfronters.com. Michael, I'll mix it up a little bit and give you a swimming question. As we go to the Worlds in Singapore next year in LA in 2028, who are the swimmers you're most looking forward to watching and seeing them progress and grow?
Obviously, I'm pumped to see Leon continue on his path wherever that leads him. There are going to be a lot of up-and-coming swimmers. For me, I'm excited just to see what the U.S. team does. I think we had a couple great swims this past summer, but not as many as we typically do. So, for me, hopefully the swimmers can use this kind of as motivation. My dream come true is always to swim on my own soil, swim a major meet on my own soil. So these men and women have the opportunity to do something really special in LA. And again, I hope they use last year as motivation to make sure they're 100% prepared. The rest of the world is doing some incredible things in the swimming pool, and they've caught us. So it's time for us to figure out a way to take that next step to separate ourselves.
Go right here.
Eric List, Blaze Radio. Are there any skills from swimming that you think would translate really well to driving a race car?
I would say the biggest thing is probably just being in the moment, right? Like for me, whenever I was racing, I was only focused on racing. I wasn't focused on any technical this, that, or the other. So, I'm sure these guys do a ton of work off the track to prepare them for this moment today. And I think if you're able to do it the right way when you're racing in that moment, there's nothing else. Like for me, I was almost in the Matrix. So it's just, I guess hard work, dedication is almost like confidence in a way. The more you're doing behind closed doors, the more you can be yourself when the most pressure is on you.
All right. Any other questions for Michael today? Let's go to Dustin up here.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. A swimming question. What needs to happen to make the U.S. a stronger group for 20? You talk about, hey, it's about swimming in your own country, and that's a great thing. But what things have to be put in place, or what things have to be different from what's been done with coaching or USA Swimming type?
I think there have been a lot of leadership changes that have already occurred at USA Swimming, and to me that was something that needed to happen a long time ago. I know now we're in the process of rehiring and trying to find the right person to lead. I think that's been one problem, leadership. Throughout my career, we had amazing leaders that were always there and always helping us every step of the way. And I don't know if that was the case the last two Olympics. So I think it starts from the top down. And the athletes, obviously, we have some of the most talented athletes on the planet, especially in our sport. I think we probably underperformed a little bit last summer. And again, it's just leadership. All that stuff from the top has to change. And I am back involved. I was not as involved as I would have liked to have been since retirement. Won't have to get into that here, but I'm very happy that I'm able now to just give my opinions and be able to be heard and hopefully be able to make a difference. You know, this is something that, you know, for me, I want this sport to continue to change and continue to grow. You know, I'm never going to step away from the sport without truly seeing that it reaches its highest level, and it's nowhere close to that now. So I'm happy that I have the chance to be a part of hopefully a good change for the future. Potentially, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm open for anything. I think those are some conversations that I'm in the process of having right now. Literally just got 2 texts yesterday morning going back and forth from some of the people on the board. So, you know, the communication is there, and it's awesome. Like it gives me hope that we're going to see positive change.
And then we'll take one last question with Jenna up here.
Have you had any urge to maybe briefly come out of retirement to swim at LA?
Zero.
not even like a relay?
No, and I honestly, like, you know, if I really did want to do it, if I wanted to do it deep down inside, it truly would take 4 or 5 years for me to get back to where I need to be. With me being away from the pool as so much or so long as I have. In the sport of swimming, it takes you 2 days, for every day you miss, it takes 2 days to get back. So I've been out of the water for 8 years. So, you know, for me, it would be a lot harder than anything I've ever experienced. And to be honest, it's not in here. And if it's not in there, it's going to make it 10 times harder. And I'll never do it. I'd rather be with those 4 little homies over there and my family than putting myself through that again. I've done it enough.